What's going on, everybody? My name is Kyle J. Smith, and welcome to Garden Designs by Kyle. And right here, I got a pink grapefruit. I just purchased 24 of these from a local farmer in Gilbert, Arizona. And I'm here in Chandler, Arizona. This is the house I'm staying at. I'm actually renting a room in this house. And this is the backyard. It's pretty rough, but I think it's got potential for gardening. But there's no better feeling than when I buy something truly organic, truly locally picked from a farmer, and it's directly to you, direct to the consumer, and I almost don't even have to wash it, or I just have two of these every morning for my breakfast. So it's a great feeling. Otherwise I shop at Sprouts for all my fruits and vegetables, and I buy organic, but there's something about, store-bought that just doesn't feel like, locally picked, or like farmer's market. But what would be even better is if I had my own garden. And all of us, I think if we had our own garden in our backyards and we could pick peppers, cucumbers, strawberries, tomatoes, what have you, whatever you desire, you just go out there, you bring your basket or your bowl, and you fill it up. You make a salad, or you cook it, you make something, and something so rewarding about something that you spent time, you cultivated the soil, you watched it grow, and now you pick it and you cut it, and you cook it, you eat it, and it's almost like you take your time, you appreciate it more, it tastes better, and it's definitely full of more nutrients, and it's more colorful, and it doesn't rot, or it doesn't feel like it's been on a truck for a while and it's been touched by a bunch of people, and so anyways, and also it hasn't been sprayed with anything. It's been in your backyard. It is truly organic. So I think that there's something about that redefines quality, and if we could all live that way and eat that way from food out of our backyards, I believe it would increase the quality of our lives. And not just in our physical health, but our mental and emotional health as well. And me personally, I've the last 5 to 7 years of my life, I've kind of battled a roller coaster of mental health issues. And in the last 3 years, I've managed to really kind of contain a lot of the instabilities I was having, a lot of the panic attacks I was having. My mind was going to dark places, and I was like, what is wrong with me? And it was until I put my attention on the food that I was eating that started to really help, balance, the serotonin production in my brain, and the electrolytes, my nervous system, everything started to feel more in balance when I started to pay more attention to the food I was eating. So I believe food is very important in how it affects our mental health and our emotional health. So I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer in backyard gardening, or just sort of ultimately going back to the old ways that our ancestors grew up. Before grocery stores, before World War II, and where we put our time and our effort into cultivating, tending to our garden, and watching the fruits and vegetables grow up and ripen, and then time for harvest, and then we eat, and there's something about that makes dinner time or meal time more appreciative, if that's the right word, appreciative. And it's almost like you slow down, you chew slower, and it digests better, and you feel healthier, you sleep better, and you find that you're more loving and compassionate to your family, or to your neighbor, because you just ate a really good, genuine meal. So with that said, I recently felt called to sort of spread this message to people, and to advocate backyard gardening surrounding the recent kind of crisis that we're in right now, with coronavirus, and everybody's sort of in quarantine. We saw how the grocery store shelves were affected. Certain food items, meat, potatoes, eggs, and other food items were totally hoarded and taken off the shelves, and signs were put up saying temporarily out of order. And it was almost like, whoa, I'm not used to this. I always relied on the grocery store being stocked up. And right now we're seeing shelves empty and the bins are empty, and toilet paper can't be found, rubbing alcohol, hand sanitizer, that's out of the question. We can't find those things right now. So there are actual shortages that we're in right now. And what if it got so bad where certain food items were totally in total shortage? What would we do? And I started thinking outside the box. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna check up on my local farmers, see what they're selling, and that's why I bought grapefruit recently. There's lemons and there's orange trees all around Arizona, and you can see people have them in their yards, and there's just hundreds of oranges and lemons and grapefruits. So I was like, okay, there's no need to panic because there's food growing all around us. There's edible flowers and leaves that we can go out into the forest and we can forage, and we can find our own foods if we had to survive that way. But how cool would it be? How much more reassuring would it be if we had a backyard garden that we have been prepared, all year long for this food crisis, and we just pick from our own backyard. We have food for days. We have food to give to our neighbors. If everybody had a backyard garden, we would be in such good shape. There would be no panic. There would be no relying on the grocery store system. Truck drivers wouldn't have to be working such crazy overtime, to deliver food to grocery stores. So I'm a big believer that this pandemic, it's a very small scale of what could have been so much worse. And everything in me believes that this is going to happen again. There's going to be another crisis. The population over the globe it's very high, and people are becoming closer and closer to each other. So when there's another virus, it's going to spread really fast. There's always going to be airline travel. There's always going to be cash. There's always going to be things that people touch. Everybody touches the same thing. So germs are going to spread really fast. And we're going to see something like this. It's going to be another deadly virus. Let's just admit it. And another thing is, with weakened immune systems, we're not going to be able to handle another virus like this. But if we ate from our own gardens, if we ate truly organic foods with high nutrient value, we would be in really good physical shape. Our immune systems would be very strong. We would be able to battle a future pandemic. So, yeah, I just want to share that with everybody. I just want to kind of end it on that. That backyard gardening has nothing but advantages. Nothing but advantages. Physical, mental, emotional. It'll help you. It'll help your immune system battle any future virus. It'll help your neighbor, your family, your loved ones who might be out of fruits and vegetables, and you have an abundance of it growing in your backyard. So my message is to get people to prepare now. It's springtime, it's April 1st, and there's just no better time, but we cannot afford to go back to our old ways. We have got to reinvent ourselves. We have got to start learning how to live more sustainably, living off of the land. That is the last freedom that we have, is putting a seed in the earth and giving it water and sunshine and giving it our time and effort every day and watching it grow up. There's no law that is prohibiting us from growing food out of our own garden.